We are going to continue on from where we left off in the last video concerning selectors. But in this video, we are going to be talking about the child selector. Now, the child selector is very similar to the descendant selector, but there's a little difference, and I'm going to be stating the difference in this video. So let's go over to our index.html here. As you can see here, I made some changes here. I added the article element here. And I know we haven't talked about the article element before. Now, the article element is it's a block element. Now, the things you normally put inside an article element, they are comments, blog posts, and news stuffs. And but in this video, we are putting a bold element inside of this article. Okay. So what this B element does is it will automatically make your text bold. Okay. So if you go to our web page here, you can see the text. You can see how bold it is. So that is what the bold element does. Okay, it's the B tag. Okay, so we are going to be talking about the child selector in this video. So we are going to be giving example, just like we have been doing to the rest of the selectors in our past tutorials. So I'm going to paste this here. So as you can see, we are calling our article. This is our article class, the article element. Sorry. And after this article, you can see we have an angle bracket here. You can see this angle bracket. And after this angle bracket, we have our bold element here. Okay. Now, let's style this. And first of all, let's style this and I will explain it. So let's just simply give this bold element a border of 2 pixels, solid red. Let's see how this is looking. Let's refresh. Now you can see everything is working just fine. We are having our border all around this bold element here. So now you can see there's a difference here. For our descendant selector, you can see our descendant selector, we just specified our div, and after the div we specified our paragraph. So we didn't use any angle brackets. But here, over here, we specified our article, and after the article we specified our angle bracket. Now what this angle bracket is doing is, the angle bracket is simply signifying that this is the direct child of the article. Okay, it's simply signifying that the B element is the direct child of the article, and that is true. The B element is the direct child of the article. Okay, so if you go to our index.html here, you can see this B element. You can see the bold element here is the direct child of the article element. So that is what the angle bracket is doing. Okay, so let's do something here. Let's contain this B element inside of a paragraph. So let's add a paragraph here. So now our bold element is now inside of a paragraph. Okay, so let's go to our web page and refresh this and see how it's looking. Refresh. Now you can see the styling is gone. Now the reason of this is because our bold element here is no longer the child element of, it's no longer the direct child element of our article element. Okay, it's no longer the direct child. The direct child now is the paragraph element. Okay, so if we go to our styles.css here, if we remove this, if we remove the angle bracket here, and then if we remove it, now we go to our web page and refresh, you can see it's now working. Now you might be asking yourself why this is working. This is working because, as you can see, we remove the angle bracket, so CSS is now treating this like a descendant selector. Okay, of course, the B element here is a descendant of the article element. Okay, so CSS is now treating this like a descendant selector. But if we use the angle bracket, if we use our angle bracket here, and if we go over to our web page and refresh, you will see now that the styling is gone. So this is not working. The reason it's not working because if we go to our web page, we go to our index.html here, the B element here is not the direct child of the article element. The direct child of the article element here is the paragraph element. So that angle bracket in our CSS, the angle bracket is simply signifying the direct child of an element, okay? And right now, the direct child of this element is the paragraph element and not the bold element, okay? So that is how it works. I know it might be a little bit confusing, but that is how it works, okay? So let's just get this, let's just remove this back. Let's remove our paragraph, because this is an example for our child selector. We have already done the descendant selector. So let's go to our web page and refresh back. So you can see now everything is working. So that is how the child selector works. So if you want to target a direct child of an element, that is when you can use the angle bracket, okay? If you remove the angle bracket, CSS is going to treat it like a descendant selector, okay? So that is how that works, okay? So I will see you guys in the next video.